We've talked about a lot of the guys that we think are surefire top 10. Now you kind of get towards the later part of that top 10. Who's a name that we're not talking about enough that you think gets into the top 10?
Well, usually you're going to have a corner that goes pretty high, right? Every year, first round, maybe multiple. I think the one guy from a cornerback position that's kind of going up the board, you look at Will Johnson kind of holding that spot for a while.
Hurt again. Just came out. He's not going to do his pro day.
Yeah, I got some question marks. I think he's a good player. But I think Jahdae Barron from UT, I think he went to the combine, competed, ran a 4.3. You watch his tape. The SEC top receivers, he was playing them all year long. He's great in man coverage. He can play inside. He's a good rusher when they bring him off the edge. He's very versatile. I mean, I think he's a true corner in the NFL, but I'm just saying he can play in a lot of different spots. I think he's gotten better and better and better every year. And when you see his speed and his coverage ability, his physicality, his instincts, I think his stock is rising. And so I think he could be the first corner off the board.
Jay, how many percentage points does Colt get for every Texas player that gets drafted?
I mean,
does he get a fee?
Hey, I'm not just saying that because he's at you. You look at, as a quarterback, you like to see corners, right? I called a game that Will Johnson played. He had a pick six at the end of the game to kind of seal it, but you just, they were rotating corners. What? If you're a top 10 pick, if you're the first corner off the board, you're not rotating, right? Maybe it was an injury. Maybe he had some stuff going on.
A little banged up in that game.
It was all year. And then he missed part of the year. I don't know. I've watched Jahdae Barron play. He covered everybody all year long. Won the Thorpe. Right, he's a good player. I didn't know how fast he was. You go to the combine, he runs a 4.3.
How did Texas lose the game?
Great question.
We'll get to
I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah, exactly. Jay.
Yes.
Who do you like, man? Who are we not talking enough about?
Well, when you're talking about the top 10, you're going to have your best player. You're always going to be two tackles are going to come in there, right? You got your LSU, you got your Ole Miss guy or Missouri guy, right? Those guys are going to be in there.
And Texas,
there's 3. The corner, there's 4. I don't think any of these receivers are going to jump up there.
Who's your favorite receiver?
Outside of Travis Hunter, you're talking about.
Outside of Travis Hunter, yeah. I just don't see any of those guys popping up. I can't name another Texas guy, can I?
Yeah, you can. Say him. Golden.
When you bust out a 4.29 and then just leaves the combine, it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's just hit and run, baby. And he's the best route running receiver in the draft. So if anybody creeps up in there, I think it's going to be him because when you watch him on tape, you don't really see the burst and the speed. And you say, holy cow, this guy runs routes like that and he runs a 4.29. So yes, I think he would be a guy that would sneak up in the top 10.
Give me your top 3 receivers in this draft. So we think we have Travis Hunter as 1.
Yeah, I like
Matthew Golden as 2.
And then I like Burden from Missouri at 3.
He's kind of like that running back too. He kind of is like that flex position, or he's
been in the backfield a couple times just out of formation, but he does a lot of jet sweeps. He's a tough guy after the catch. He plays a slot. People have compared him to Monter St. Brown type guy, tough physical guy after the catch, Cooper Kupp type guy that can do all the motions inside the slot. I think in 2 receiver sets he can still play outside. He has enough speed, ran 4.41 at the combine, take the top off. So physical guy after the catch, good hands. Didn't have great quarterback play, although his quarterback is climbing up the draft boards.
That's right.
But they didn't throw the ball very good at Missouri, but he was a pretty good player. And you could see his ability to run after the catch and his strong hands. And he seems like a baller to me. I like him.
Ted McMillan, the receiver from Arizona. He was like everyone's consensus 1 for a while. They were even saying he might be better than Travis Hunter as just a pure receiver.
You can see why, because of his size and his ability to create mismatches with the ball. I just think there's something. He's a big receiver. He doesn't play big enough for a big receiver for me. Not a very big physical guy. I like those. He's more of a finesse little jump ball guy. Not very good after the catch, but he's got great size and creates big time problems with his height and his length.
AQ, they've been a little disrespectful to us today. We haven't talked about one offensive lineman going in the top 10.
I just gave you 2 of them, probably 3.
Well, you got their names wrong. You have the school. It's all right.
Missouri, LSU, Texas.
Yeah, we had to help you on that last one.
I didn't know he was top 10.
Well, it sounds like he went Texas. I think I'm going to stay with Texas as well. Kelvin Banks. We talked about him a lot earlier. I think he is the most NFL-ready tackle. I think when you look at Missouri, Membu, I think when you look at Campbell from LSU, and then you got Kelvin Banks from Texas, I think he's the most NFL-ready guy of the 3. He's big. He's the most physical. He has the best technique of the crew. Membu from Missouri, a little raw. Campbell, a little soft for me, struggles against the bull rush. Kelvin Banks plays with length, plays with extension. He's big. He's 6'6", 330. He can get out in space and decleat a corner on the alley screen. He can climb to the second level. He can high leg and knock the hip of Mason Graham on the 3 technique up to the backer. He can reach a defensive end and get movement at the point. He can do it all. He's your most NFL ready guy.
So he'll go first, right? And then teams will start to get.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to go. We argued about this. I think Will Campbell goes first, and I'll ask you guys this question. I think Banks is a little more higher and lower, right? He definitely has the higher ceiling. We both agreed on that. Will Campbell is not whiffing as much as he is.
Whiffing?
Whiffing.
Like totally missing?
Well, I mean, he's still going to be he's a first round pick. I don't know, he's not whiffing all together, but like Will Campbell might get walked a little bit more in the bull rush, but sometimes he's getting beat around the edge or he's getting beat on a move. So what makes you feel better? Would you want the higher upside? Would you want the more potential, which is clearly Kelvin Banks? Or would you sleep better at night knowing, hey, I got this guy, Will Campbell. He's kind of I know what I'm getting, but there's not much more after that. There's not much more potential. Before we continue breaking down the top NFL draft prospects of 2025, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now and smash that subscribe button. Make sure you're following along. Let us know who your can't-miss top 10 prospect is in this NFL draft.
I'd probably take the guy with the higher ceiling, thinking I have a really good line coach. We spend a lot of time with him, coach the shit out of him, and get him ready. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, too, I mean, you're saying that Will Campbell's more consistent, which maybe as a player. But I will take a guy who's more physical and stronger, who's right there in terms of level of play, because what I say earlier, you're not getting stronger. If you can't handle a bull rush now, you're not going to be able to handle a bull rush for the next 15 years.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think you can get stronger in the NFL. So I think Will Campbell's the first guy off the board. I don't want to make a massage bet like you did with him last year, Josh. I don't want to go that far because it's very, very close.
Tell me if this is a factual statement.
Okay.
Your bench press in year 7 was less than your bench press coming out of college.
Year 7, yeah, I've been beat up at that point. But
you get weaker.
But when do you sign that big deal? After years
You
3,
get
4,
savvier,
5?
though. Tell
You do get savvier. You do. But you're not getting stronger.
Right.
I like Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell's the first tackle off the board. So you got Banks. I'll take Campbell.
But what were you saying? So as one goes and everybody else gets nervous, and so like
Bang, bang, bang.
you
That's
got
happened in my draft class. That's
yeah.
what I said. I said as soon as Lane Johnson.
So then some of these other guys
usually-
we're talking about.
Usually the top 2 or 3 guys have pretty good separation from the next level, right?
We honestly there's a lot of depth after those guys. There's some really good players.
Then they might slip a little bit then because people feel more comfortable. They don't have to reach out and grab one real quick. So who knows? But usually tackles go quarterback or 2.
Is there a quarterback that might sneak a third quarterback that if 1, 2 is quarterback?
Yeah, Jay's got one.
I don't think there's going to be 2 in the top 10. I think there's only going to be 1 in the top 10 personally. I think it's going to be Cam. Somebody might reach out and try to take Shador, and he's worthy of a possible top 10 pick, but I don't think anybody will. Could be wrong.
So there's no.
You're talking about a guy that
Cleveland.
Is there a third quarterback that could get in the mix in the top 10?
It's kind of like offensive line. There's like 3 or 4 guys that we kind of all have kind of in the same. There's Jackson Dart. There's Quinn Ewers. The guy from Louisville, Tyler Shuck. Jay thinks he's just climbing rapidly.
Big boy, right? He's about
6'5.5", baby.
Yeah.
Good athlete.
Tall guy.
Tough, man.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Gunslinger.
Yeah. Tough. Fine. All you Cardinals, baby. Don't
Will
sleep on
Howard from Ohio State.
Wait, he didn't complete a ball at Pro Day? Is that a?
He completed some balls. He just didn't throw very good. He was wearing a muscle shirt. I'm telling you, that hindered him. Can't wear a muscle shirt at the combine as a quarterback. It's just.
Well, that's what they gave him.
Is
I think they gave you like 4 different shirts.
Yeah, he just picked that one.
Yeah. He was trying to show off a little bit. He probably had. You think he's getting stronger training for the combine?
He got
Yeah, right now he's getting stronger. He's getting stronger to bench 225 6 times. Attaboy Will Howard.
Some of these quarterbacks.
Did any quarterback do bench?
Nah.
Surely not.
If I was Jalen Milroe, I would have done it. I mean, he was
Yeah,
yoked. He looked like a
you
linebacker.
could throw Jalen Milroe in that mix too.
Yeah.
Just super raw.
Who has the most potential at the quarterback? Who has the most potential?
Cam Ward.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's the consensus number one guy.
And he played a lot of ball. We saw the success. A lot
And
of
he
the
was
guys that
successful
played.
everywhere he went.
Is Cam Ward better than Anthony Richardson?
Yeah. Cam Ward, he threw more touchdowns in college football than anybody ever. Incarnate Word, Washington State, Miami.
Okay, hold on. Where would you rank Cam Ward if you added in the quarterbacks from last year?
I'd probably put him right behind Jaden.
Jaden's 1.
Caleb's 2 probably, and then him.
Oh, so ahead of Drake May, Bo Nix,
Yep.
Michael Penix Jr.
Hell yeah.
Penix came in and was spinning it those last few games.
And think about it,
Spinning
those
all over
guys,
the place.
those guys went in the top,
'cause he throws
all
fire,
top
doesn't mean
12. Like
yeah, you can't win
Penix
without
was
a
at
quarterback.
8, Nix was at 12. You had
Time
1,
will
2,
tell,
and
Justin.
4.
But this guy's a very good, smooth pocket passer, man. He's got great accuracy, good anticipation. He got, 3
Do you
different
know his
schools.
celebration?
Yes.
You watched all from the. Yeah. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Do you know what that means?
Tell me.
I have no idea. I have no
I don't know
idea.
either.
What does it mean? Someone out there tell us what it means. I have no idea what it means, but I kept seeing him do this and I didn't know what it was.
But I think somebody might reach up and take Shador in the top 10. Like, I think Cleveland might jump on him, you think? What's the word in Cleveland? You're the Cleveland guy.
Yeah.
You want to take quarterbacks in the first round, right?
Can I? No, I like cheap quarterbacks, and I think Kirk Cousins, once he gets released from the Falcons, is the choice out there in Cleveland with Kevin Stefanski. What do you think? You guys know Kirk. You think he'd be a good fit in Cleveland?
Yeah. I think if San Fran can come up with a deal with Brock Purdy, then he'd go to San Fran.
Why would you pay Brock Purdy? You should just give him $60 million.
I didn't say
Why
that.
not? You can't win with that one.
I didn't say that. I said, well,
That Shanahan scheme is.
you got to have somebody take the snap.
How about that Shanahan scheme out there in San Fran?
Really good.
They're really good. 6-10 this year.
They're picking 11th. They're picking 11th.
Picking 11th. They got a guy. Saints, Jets, Giants, Cleveland, Tennessee. So those all 3, 4, those 5 teams in the top 10 basically.
I do
all
want
need
to do
quarterbacks.
All right. That is our breakdown of the top NFL draft prospects. Who do we miss? Who do you like? Drop them in the comments. Again, say something nice to Jay. He's reading them. He wants to feel good about this.
Yeah. Just something.
Spice up your sports viewing experience with the Underdog app. Underdog is the best place to play. Pick 'em on all of your favorite sports. Just choose higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, and you can join the millions of fans who have won billions of dollars on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Sign up now using promo code POCKET. That's POCKET, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com to get started today.